Welcome back to the letter. Let us continue from where we left off last time. Yeah, let's go. Also, I have a new mic. I don't know if it sounds better or worse. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't sound too worse. Morning dawns bright and clear the following day. Although the air still feels muggy and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends when I'm up even before my alarm rings. Who has alarms on weekends? Holy shit, come on, man. If it isn't for Zach's call last night, I'll probably sleep in. Yeah, Zach called us last time and said if we would like to go to the priest to get the haunted house checked out. That's pretty cool. When 9 a.m. rolls around, I'm already on my way to the Ermengarde mansion. Pretty cool. To think I have to go back again, I'd be lying if I say I'm excited at the prospect of entering the place once more. I don't have to anymore. Rose happily gave me the paperwork duty when I volunteered. We're on the last phase of the sale too. Well, almost. Papers to sign, documents to finalize, various other legalities, whatever, to settle with the current owner, and all that is still whatever. Never mind that its new owners want everything done within the week, when the process typically takes more than that. They want it done, we'll get it done. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. I really don't understand rich people. But money can do wonders. I won't be surprised if they'll be able to push the process just a little more, like what they did to secure the house. The point is, I'm under no obligation to return to the house anymore. Renting is an option, of course. I can now move to another property and forget everything. However, at the end of the day, it's always my conscience that wins. What if something happens to those who have seen the letter? Ash, Zach, Becca, Miss McCulloch, the Wrights. The guilt will follow me to my grave. The mansion looms as we approach, whispers welcoming me back, shadows calling. I hope this is the last time. Holy, oh, it's the priest! Damn! They're engaged in a quiet conversation when I find them in the mansion's front gardens. Let me just turn down my volume a little bit. Okay. There is relief in familiar company, knowing that I won't be going back alone for my silly idea. But it's impossible to feel at ease here. Even with the delicately pruned gardens awaiting spring's arrival or the beautiful winding pathways. Like the very place itself is aware of its trespassers. Zach, on the other hand, doesn't seem to notice. Or he simply doesn't care, or he's already used to it. I can never tell with him, all with his gentle smiles and amiable air. He's almost as hard to read as Ash, almost. At least Zach doesn't ask as much patience as dealing with Ash does, and that says plenty about him. Wonder of wonders how the two of them ended up becoming best of friends. He waves at me as I approach, true to his promise. Zach has also brought along his friend with him, whatever.
Father Norman. Somehow I expected him to look older.
Oh, don't be surprised. They say people who have found their calling are getting younger these days.
Oh.
Sorry, Father. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
No offense taken. Though I admit I'm a bit surprised. I didn't think someone would ask this house to be blessed after all these years.
You've heard of it, Father?
In passing. The occasional rumors and talk by the locals, nothing new, but still interesting to the curious. You don't spend years serving the church here without hearing a random hearsay here and there.
You never mentioned what you thought of those, Father.
Ah, but he who goes down to the grave does not come up. He shall never return to his house, nor shall his place know him any more.
But what I saw...
May not be what you think it is. It depends entirely on what you mean by it. If you're talking about spirit beings, angels, demons, then yes. Are we talking about the spirits of people who have departed? The word makes it clear that once the deceased has left us, they are gone. But of course, I didn't come here to bore you with a lecture.
No, it was enlightening, Father, to say the least. Thank you.
Just remember that a god who loves his children would never let them linger once the time comes.
That's what my papa often tells me.
Your father must be a good man. He raised you well, no doubt. Well then, shall we? Regardless of what it is, I'm sure the mansion's new owners would appreciate such sincere intentions. From a stranger, no less.
He lets Zack and I walk ahead. A relief. This way he won't see how tightly I'm clutching the straps of my back. Father Norman's probably trying to put me at ease, but the worry, the cold, restless, foreboding feeling has firmly lodged itself in my stomach, making its presence known with every step towards the house.
Hey, you okay?
Don't worry about it. Alright, so I'll be truthful. The place gives me the creeps. It's not hard to lie to Zack when he gives you that look. It's just there. The kind that implores a silent appeal. I'm not sure if he's even doing it consciously. Another breeze blows and I try not to shiver, try not to listen to the voices that may or may not be there.
Ugh, this place really gives me the creeps.
It doesn't seem more than an ordinary house to me, though. Damn, I should have brought my camera with me. I saw a few areas that'd be good for a shoot. You think the new owners will allow it?
Shh! What if you catch something? Or someone in one of the pictures?
It just means they want to be seen, doesn't it?
Don't ask for it!
It's not like we can stop them if they do.
You're really not helping, Zack.
All right, sorry. Don't worry. I don't think whatever's inside this house will do anything. I'm here, yeah? I'll take care of them. Or I think I can.
What?
You're not that scary, but thanks. I'll be sure to run behind you if I see one.
Ridiculous talk, though the temporary reprieve it lends is more welcome. He offers me a smile in return, the least he can do. And with a slight motion of his head, he gestures for us to move ahead, while my own fears are left forgotten for the time being. The things inside my bag clatter softly against each other while I wrestle for the keys to the mansion. Should have heard the telltale jiggle by now, but didn't I put the keys in my bag last night? Seconds later I'm sitting in on my heels, and one after another I'm taking everything out from my pocket, every slip. It'll be a pain to put everything back later, but I'm sure it's just underneath these nothing. Oh man, of all the times to forget.
Is something the matter?
No, I'm sorry, Father. I think I left the key.
No use coming up with excuses right after they've both taken the time to go this far away. Whatever. With a heavy sigh, I grab the door handle to pull myself off, a string of apologies ready at the tip of my tongue.
Careful, Bella!
We've spoken with the current owners. Well, technically, you're not yet the owners, but...
There's a brief moment of confusion, and then I'm falling. The momentum of the door swinging open pulls me back first into the mansion's foyer before I can make sense of what's happening.
Ow, my back.
What the... Isabella?
No time to nurse my bruised back or make up excuses, because the next thing I know, Zack's gently pulling me upright by the arm. Rose looks down at me with a mixture of relief and apprehension. Ah, sheesh. Good going, Isabella. Right after you volunteered to work on the papers. And standing behind her.
Hannah! Mr. Wright! right.
Oh, Isabel. We always meet in the most interesting circumstances.
A complete understatement, darling. What are they doing in my house?
He waves his hands towards Zack and Father Norman like the presence is a blasphemy against his own.
I thought you said you wanted to do paperwork duty. What are you doing here?
Like a deer caught in the headlights. Unfair, Rose. That's putting me on the spot. Seeing their expectant look leave me no choice but to answer.
The reason why I'm here?
Well, spit it out, Lily. We don't have all day.
I'm just here to make sure everything is fine before you move in.
I am so sorry, Mom. You said I'll go to hell if I lie. I likely will after this, but there's no other way. Well, it isn't entirely a lie. I am here to make sure no one disturbs them after they move in. It just so happens that what I'm checking for and trying to drive away is part of the paranormal variety.
Oh? The house appears impeccably fine to me.
Blank dialogue. The grin on his face, though, when he returns his attention back to me, is similar to what my Kuya Jordan have often given me when he's up to something. I don't know what Kuya means. The developers of this game are not English, so probably something slipped out there during translation. Usually a careless prank that inevitably ends in me crying. Usually a scare prank that inevitably ends in me crying. I never did forget the way my brother sneers at me. A part of me thinks that perhaps if I hadn't been the object of his mischief in childhood, I would have grown a little braver.
Come on, little Lily. Lying doesn't do that cute little face any justice. I'm a very patient man. Now, why are you really here?
Right now, in the face of an almost identical expression, perhaps even crueler than what I'm used to, the lie I told falls apart.
The truth is I was just thinking we could have the house blessed before move-in day.
And why would we ever need to have this house blessed?
I don't know. Because there's a fucking ghost!
For luck and protection?
I shrink under his scrutinizing gaze. For a second I think he'll start shouting at me. Instead he laughs. What a moron. Not the mocking, jeering kind, but the one wondering if he's hearing things alright. I'll say he's amused, but I honestly can't understand what's so funny with what I've just said. It's really that weird. Isn't it a custom here? I wish Becca's here to explain stuff like this.
That's rich coming from you. When we saw Devlin Court, you didn't.
It's a small custom back home. I thought it would be nice to do something that would bring positive energy to the mansion since this place has been empty for years.
And the papers, Isabella? I hope you did those first before this.
Of course I did. It's almost done, in fact. But there are some items I still have to double check before finalizing everything.
Oh.
You know I don't sign without a thorough inspection. And well, this is what this is for too. I just thought it would be more efficient to do both at the same time.
Here I thought you didn't want to go back.
A job is a job, Rose. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
Oh, well if that's the case, then go ahead. No need to be so hard on her, Rosie. I personally think it's a nice touch. I was actually thinking of the same thing, but you beat me to it.
Really?
Darling, Buttercup,
Think they know
please.
there's a ghost.
You know these things don't work. No offense meant to the holy man, of course. That does not explain the nigger, though.
Oh my god. You did not just say that. And everybody's like, what? Oh my god. All of a sudden there's an awkward silence that even Rose, of all people, seems reluctant to break or something. Although it is hard to do as evident in her way her eyes nervously shift from Master Right to Zack. Mr. Right to Zack. Not that I won't. I know he's a client, but he can't just say things in front of other people. In front of Zack, no less. If Ashton were here, I know he wouldn't stand for it. I wish he were here, though. I want to see him kick his ass. He looks like a vampire. And neither do I. There's a reason why bullies back home never touched my younger brother again after I gave them a taste of their own medicine. Damn. He might be inches taller than me, but I'm pretty sure I can still land a hit or two. Maybe if I'm not going to get in trouble with the BRC for it. But before any punch could be thrown, Ma'am Hannah cuts in.
Lucille Mitchell Wright.
Damn, she means business. It was a voice too firm, demanding his complete silence. Instead of answering, she merely crosses her arms and shoots her husband a sharp, disapproving glare. That seems to have done the trick. He immediately shuts his mouth, not before muttering a few inaudible words under his breath. At this, Ma'am Hannah could only sigh and roll her eyes, more than happy to get back to the topic at hand.
I'm sure she knows what she's doing, love. She got us the house, remember? Who knows what a little positive vibe can do? It could even give us what we've been eagerly waiting for all these years.
Well, if you're waiting for a ghost, then yeah, it will give you a
What
ghost,
have
100%.
we been waiting for? I don't think I was ever informed of.
Nothing you should worry about right now. Anyway, we've still got a few things we need to discuss with Rosie here. Over lunch, I hope you don't mind, Isabel. We'd love to take you with us, but...
Oh, no. Go ahead, ma'am. This'll take time. That's why there's 2 of us working on this.
Okay. Okay. Rose looks like she's about to murder someone, probably me. At least she won't be left to deal with the haunted property. She got better at the end if
oh,
what?
wonderful.
Sorry.
I hope the next time the 3 of us meet, it'll be over a closed deal, hmm?
Of course, ma'am. Please look forward to it.
Rose hurriedly hands me the keys to the house before leaving, mounting reminders to secure the place and harmless threats for throwing her under the bus. What do you mean by that? I return it with a reassuring smile of my own, even if she's the one who often forgets. Sheesh. What did she forget? I don't get it. And like that, gone. Just as quick as they appear, leaving me wondering if it's simply what's typical for the rich and famous, fleeting from one scene to the next. If so, I'd rather stay with my rundown apartment or our little shack back home. There is still joy in not missing out the smallest things after all. That is true. With a house this big, it's not surprising when the ceremony takes a few hours to finish. The sun's already high in the sky by the time we've gone through the last room. I can never say I'm a devout follower of my own faith, even with Mama's and Papa's teachings, but hearing every passage, every word Father Norman uttered as we went around the house had set a lull in me, soothing, comforting, I don't know. All of a sudden, the mansion doesn't seem so scary anymore. Maybe there is an end to this, or perhaps this is the end. Father Norman bids us goodbye upon exiting the mansion grounds. He has business in the village nearby, he says, a minute gesture to reach out to the members of their parish every once in a while. It reminds me of a distant memory, of helping hands and a few kind smiles, what pulled my family through when times are tough. But before he
Isabella,
leaves...
a word before I go. Zachary hasn't been really forthcoming with your situation, and it is something I understand it wasn't his to share. But whatever burdens you, know that it's not a permanent fixture in your life from which you'll come out stronger. Besides, you have people to bear it with.
I bite back the harsh retorts before they come out, masking it with a smile, as we wave the good priest off. His words, though meant to comfort, has only left something hollow in me, and a bitter taste in my mouth. And if they don't believe you, what am I to do? Well, you just expect them to believe you. A tentative hand lands briefly at my shoulders, taking me out of my thoughts, before they take whatever. My smile doesn't quite reach my ears when I turn to
do
him.
you want to go somewhere?
Right now? Where to?
Anywhere in the city. I'll leave it up to you.
Should I take his offer? Hell yeah, man. I'll hang out. I'll hang out with whoever. Zach is my man. He's a pretty cool guy. I like Zach.
It wouldn't hurt. I've got some stuff I need to buy. Groceries.
Groceries,
There's a shop I want to check.
Is it real food this time?
Let me guess. Rebecca?
She's just worried about you. Even I can't eat that much instant noodles.
Think of it as a talent. Let's just go, Zach.
Instant noodles are amazing. I mean, not that amazing, but just cool. I smile real one this time, devoid of any unpleasant thoughts. Regardless of what happened, I don't want to think of them that way. Zach as me wait on a nearby bench upon arriving, prior to going off somewhere. He hasn't returned since it's been a good 20 minutes. In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier, more languid vibe than usual. Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people lying, learning back on a prep, enjoying the afternoon sun. It's afternoon. Thought it was fucking evening or some shit. Damn. The smell of food drifts from nearby food carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one will catch the whiff of freshly trimmed grass. Yeah, boy. I'll gladly sleep on this bench if I'm not waiting for anyone. Soon enough, I see his hulking figure running towards me, carrying a medium-sized box in one hand and casually waving the other at me. He's panting when he reaches my bench, sweat dripping profusely from his forehead, but that's grin on his face.
Sorry, the line was really long. Really long.
Don't worry about it, boy.
You didn't have to run. Sit down first.
Nah, I'm good. Didn't want to make you wait for these.
I already know what's in the blue box before he opens it. Cinnamon rolls. All 6 of them topped with the white cream cheese glaze. Look at her face. She really likes cinnamon rolls, eh? Cinnamon rolls. The very same one I brought after I sold my first property. After I met Zach, Ash, and Becca. Funny how such small thing can trigger a distant memory, no matter how mundane it is. Cinnamon rolls. I don't say no to free food, but why is he giving me these
What
now?
for?
He leans on the empty space beside me, wiping the sweat off his forehead before
An
answering.
apology. And as thanks for yesterday and the other day.
You don't have to buy me anything, Zach.
You were upset. You haven't been yourself recently, and people kind of miss that, you know?
Are you just saying that, or...
No, really. Rebecca told me. You know how she is. Ashton, too.
Ashton was an ass. He should have been named Ashhole instead.
Oh god.
He went a little overboard, yeah. I can talk to him if you want.
He'll still tease me about it, even if it's Rebecca telling him to stop. Besides, I can handle him.
You always do. And yesterday, when you talked me through my little slump, I thought, hey, I want our old Isabella back. Are you still upset?
Look at that face. There are times when I wish Zach had been my big brother or Becca my older sister. Maybe life would have been a little easier then. Maybe Papa wouldn't be as sick as he is. Maybe I wouldn't be alone here. But you're not alone. What are you talking about? But then again, if they are what I wish them to be, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met Ash too. Life back home is tough, but for all that, I won't change it for one selfish wish. In this city of 68,000 people, I have people I can depend on. 3 of them, in fact. When you think about it, when you compare the numbers to the odds of finding someone like them, amidst this sea of nameless people, I'm lucky.
Thanks a lot for today, Zach. You didn't have to, but you did. I can always count on you.
Just me? No Ashton or Rebecca? Oh boy, they won't be happy to hear that. I don't mind being the favorite, though.
Nope, no favorites. But you cook better than both of them, so that's a plus.
It's always been food with you, ain't it?
Don't put it like that! You're making me sound like a glutton.
I'm not saying you are,
Glutton.
but it does feel good to know there's someone I can invite for food to be able to eat all of it.
Only that? I I thought we were also art buddies.
Oh, that too.
Art
Food
buddies?
really stands
Damn.
out when you think about it. You do eat a lot for someone your, size.
Low blow. I take pride in my height.
So, is it okay now? Do you feel better? Does it still scare you?
The fuck you mean does it still scare me? It's a fucking ghost. Have you seen him? Have you seen his face? Fucking hell, man. So stupid.
A little. I'll be okay. I'll figure it out somehow. It's not as bad as the other day.
What will you figure
and
out?
Father Norman helped too. I should have brought something to thank him.
Oh, we could visit him anytime. He loves hearing from the young ones.
He isn't that old, is he?
Don't know. He doesn't tell.
Maybe he's immortal. Oh my god. What if he is immortal? Oh my god.
I think I might have seen his face somewhere before. I just couldn't recall when or where. Ash says he looks like his boss, so the bartender at the local pub if he squints. Don't take his word for it, of course. He might have accidentally inhaled something from the forensic lab again when he said that.
This time the laughter comes from us both is genuine. Back to the usual, I see. Things may not have been the easiest lately, but it certainly isn't the worst that's happened. We do end up sharing the cinnamon buns between us, despite Zach's insistence that it's only for me. More than the food, there is repose and contentment.
If you need anything, just ring,
Isn't
okay?
that great?
Like when Ash annoys you too much. I'll help you with him, best friend or not.
No way. I can take him on.
Still an extra muscle wouldn't hurt, yeah? Just let me know, and I'll back you up. My sister knows this one thing to shut him up when he's being his usual self. Ask me what it is whenever you want, and I'll spill it.
I don't think that's necessary, but thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
He leaves me with a smile and a wave. Off to some new gig again. As for me, we still need to talk. Becca, Ash, and I pushed aside petty arguments like the adults we all are. Indeed. This, however, is a start, no matter how small it may be. I just hope I can keep them safe. A light wind blows again, sending dried leaves swirling and the distinct smell of earth into the air. For the first time, the sunlight feels less harsh. Maybe a walk is good. I need to stock up my pantry too. Come to think of it, isn't there an art store that's opened recently near the park? The music is great. I like it. October 23 Sunday. I will casually save. The cat's name is Beruthiel. Or that's what his collar says. Beruthiel. That's cool. How do you know it's a cat though? It's an odd name to give a cat in my opinion, but it speaks grace, much like the one that carries it, shows in the way he swishes his tail and the eyes follow my hand's every movement. I'm not sure what he finds fascinating in me, to be honest. I wasn't the very picture of grace when he found me after all. What's a bad idea, carrying 2 heavy bags of newly bought art materials and groceries, without help or a sure ride home? In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have bought all these at the same time. Didn't even make it past the park to the nearest bus stop. Well, now I'm suffering underneath the glaring afternoon sun, hunched up on a park bench and drenched in sweat, in the company of a cat curiously watching my every movement. Hope it stays where it is. It's just a black cat, but black cats at home are considered ill omens.
Don't look at me like that. I can act graceful as well if I want to.
Not that I've ever acted graceful in my life, of course. Growing up with rowdy younger brothers and sister does that. Or maybe it's the opposite. Mama used to call me a troublemaker before. Ah well, graceful or not, there's no use moping, whatever. Short breather and then I'm off home. Besides, his like company's bad, even if it's a cat, as long as it doesn't bite or crosses my path.
Well, where's your owner anyway?
He has one, doesn't he? An owner. That's what the collar is for, isn't it? A bandage is wrapped around one of his paws, though. I wondered what happened to it. Did he run away?
If you don't have one, I won't be able to take you in. My apartment doesn't allow pets. I tried to bring one home before. A cat. Not black, of course.
Racist.
And Rebecca threw a fit before the landlady could.
Do they live in the same apartment or something? I take a small packet of sweets from the bags lying beside me, pop it open. As I'm about to put one in my mouth, he meows. My hand stops.
Do you want one?
Are cats supposed to eat sweets? I don't know. He doesn't meow again as I'm expecting him to, but I take his unblinking gaze as a yes. Shift the piece to my palm and hold it out to him warily. Sniffs it at once. What? Like a good, properly trained pet, Bruthia responds as soon as he's called. That is the interior designer lady. Oh my god. Recognition comes as soon as my head snaps up in the direction of the voice. Miss Makada's head is hard to miss, what with her height and everything. It's most especially the way she carries herself.
I'm sorry. Did my cat hurt
No.
you? Miss Santos, was it? I'm surprised to see
Indeed,
you here.
I am surprised
Nice to
as
meet
well.
you again, Miss McCullough.
Never mind the pleasantries. Were you harmed in any way? I'm sorry. Bruthiel's not exactly fond of other people. Even run away from the veterinarian right now.
Oh no, he was just sniffing my hand earlier.
My Bruthiel's a she.
Oh my god. She, all this time I thought, blank. The pause in conversation, as if this can be called one, is uncomfortable. Merely two people working different jobs for the same client. Frankly, meetings like this don't happen a lot. If it does, simple nodding of heads is enough. Still, trying to be friendly won't hurt, right? No, what should I talk about? It's safe. Just to be safe, I'm gonna save. My tone cordial and warm. I don't know. I think it's decreased. Let me try that one again. And just let me check. Yeah, it definitely decreased when I talked about the cat.
I'm just curious about
Wow!
your
It's
work.
through the roof! Oh my god! Why is she so pissed off if I talk about a cat? Like what? I don't understand. I'm sorry. I thought she was a he and he was a she, whatever. Just curious about it.
What about it?
There's something guarded in her expression at the mention of work, but I pushed through with my question.
I just want to know how it is to work on a house like the Ermengarde mansion. Is it hard?
Guess she wasn't expecting a question like that. The way her eyebrows shot up tells me something.
Because of its age? I wouldn't say it is. It is a challenge, considering the factors me and my team have to sort out. But it's a good project. A breath of fresh air from what I usually work on. And I have a good team.
Indeed. I think. I don't know. Just assuming you do have a good team because you're saying so.
Those original fittings, though. It's what I'm absolutely interested in working on. It might be old, but the architecture is magnificent. I'm sure you've seen the stained glass windows in the foyer. Oh, I can already think of so many things I could do with it. But of course, my team will have to double check for necessary repairs here and there. That's probably for the best. It's easy to break some key elements with a rush restoration job, and who knows what other hidden issues there might be underneath. People can be so careless.
I don't know about underneath, but there's a ghost in the attic above. So I don't know
I'm sorry,
if you
I spoke
don't
too
worry
much.
about it.
No, it's okay. You seem to really love what you're doing.
It's not really like that. I'm just lucky to have found work in an interesting field. Anyway, Bruthiel's due for her visit to the vet. Nice talking to you, Miss Santos. I wish you luck with what you're planning to work on. It seems like a big project too.
He gestures with the head towards the bags on the bench, the ones filled with the stuff I've recently bought from the art store.
It's a project for a friend, actually.
All the same. Good luck regardless.
I watch her as she leaves, though she stops shortly before crossing the threshold separating the park and the street. She faces me again, looking like there's something she's forgotten to say.
By the way, about the Ermengarde mansion. With my clients, it's the rights. I mean, I hope you don't mind me asking, but has the deal been finalized?
There's still a few papers they need, but the house is more or less theirs now.
Ah, thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, about the mansion.
The ghost. Tell her about the ghost. The letter. The same one they saw. Whoever she is, she's asking for help. Someone. If she's asking for help, why did she try to kill me? Don't understand ghosts, man. I want to tell Miss McCullough that the urban legends are just legends anymore. They're real. They're very real, boy. She's not going to believe me.
Don't mind me. I need to go too. Have a good day, Miss McCullough.
I hastened to pick up all the bags I've left on the bench and ran as far as my legs can take me. In that moment, what I'm carrying in my hands weighed far lighter than the overwhelming home. I want to be home. Anywhere I won't be reminded of the house, of her, of my own cowardice. Is it cowardice or cowardice? I don't know. Cowardice. Cowardice. Coward ice. Ice. Cowardice. I don't know.